How's it going, YouTube? A lot of players in the community have reached out to me about health and fitness, and I want to start by saying that I appreciate the ones that have, and I've helped quite a few players achieve some goals. A few weeks ago, I posted a question essentially saying, what made you realize that the lifestyle you're currently living was enough? I had a couple of friends reach out to me directly with some small stories about how I helped them push through and start a healthier lifestyle. Today, I come to you guys with not only fitness and health tips, but performing better in a shared hobby we all love, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people just think lifting weights or eating healthy is just that and nothing more. What people fail to understand is that we as humans are collectively what we consume on a daily basis, whether that be food or what you see online. So with keeping that in mind, I have seen so many people on Twitter and Facebook talking about how they want to excel in Yu-Gi-Oh! But just can't seem to cut it. I usually do a bit of digging when I see people make such claims, and more often than not, I find a common trend. I see those same people mentioning how they're not working out or eating healthy. It's almost as, if it's a direct correlation to performance. I'm here to tell you that it is. We all know the struggle of traveling to a regional for a Saturday, early mornings, long days, and late nights. It's easy to just eat junk food to fill the stomach, and it's easy to grab a Mountain Dew or a Red Bull to make the drive and for small bursts of energy. What people fail to realize is that by intaking said drinks and food, it's limiting your performance and your ability to have your brain function at optimal levels. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything counts. It's a game of not only skill and luck, but it's a thinking game. I know it doesn't take much thought to flip Erad to hit 5 spells, but believe me, there's plenty of thinking that needs to be done in the game. I put this fully into observation a couple of years back when I started bringing granola bars, bananas, and waters to the venues or the car rides for the events. I stopped drinking sodas and I stopped indulging in the overpriced food some of the venues had. I stopped being so groggy by round 5, and I found myself keeping my competitive edge throughout the entire event. Water goes a long way, and people tend to overlook that. I highly suggest making the switch to fruits and water and a healthy snack for regionals. Then maybe after the event's concluded, celebrate a little with your friends and have unhealthy dinners, because that's what we usually do anyway. Now, this definitely goes for regionals as well, but as more focused on YCS or 2-day events, usually people get to the city on a Friday and they're there until Sunday night or Monday morning. That's the majority of the time. About 2 days of playing on average. You might not day 2, you might, but on average, 2 days of play. Looking at the same cards over and over again, repeating the same process of cut, shuffle, draw, resolve, branded fusion, hour after hour after hour. And when you enter tournaments like this, you're going to be doing yourself a service by exercising throughout the week. You're paying money to travel, paying money for hotels, and even money for the tournaments in general. If you're not willing to take care of yourself or are not doing the little things to keep your brain healthy, then you're only robbing yourself out of performing better. Sometimes for some people, practicing the game just isn't enough. And I'm sure there are a ton of you out there that spend hours and hours of practicing the game with friends, but when it comes game time, when you're actually at an event, you fall short. Now, I took this following quote from the CDC. Exercise can improve memory and reduce anxiety or depression. Regular physical activity can also reduce your risk of cognitive decline, including dementia, which, forgetting stuff. One study found that cognitive decline is almost twice as common among adults who are inactive compared to those who are active. And anxiety and depression is extremely common in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, as I've come to find out over the past couple of years. So when I see people saying that they're ready to level up their game and do better at the game, that primarily relies on memory and brain function, but aren't willing to exercise, it doesn't correlate with me. Sure, yeah, you can always practice and play test and even pay for coaches to help you get better, but if you ever feel like when it's game time, you're underperforming, then exercising and eating healthy could probably be the edge that you're needing. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go out and try to lift like me or try to be as big as Susu or Ruggles, but I am saying that being active roughly 150 minutes a week or 75 minutes of vigorous activity a week can be highly beneficial when it comes to leveling up your game. There are so many outside factors when it comes to being better at a game that requires cognitive thinking, and people just don't often see the correlation. Now, as far as actually practicing the game, something I see a lot of people doing wrong when playtesting is that they practice to win. It's something I've told a lot of my students before I stopped coaching, because I personally don't like the idea of charging for advice in the game, is that when you play to test, you should be playing to lose. when you see your friend make a wrong play, you shouldn't say, sweet, now I can win. You should help them make the correct play, because in a tournament setting, majority of the time at higher tables, your opponent won't be making the wrong plays. So you need to be able to know what to do in situations where your opponent is always playing correctly. It's easy to win games when your opponent messes up, but it's not always to win when your opponent is making the correct play every time. I think the big takeaways from this video, I really wanted to keep this as short as possible. It should be the following. Ditch the junk food for the weekends of regionals. Start eating healthier the week or 2 weeks before a YCS event. Exercise daily, even if it's just a walk. Clear your head with 30 minutes of walking a day leading up to the events. And don't try to beat your friends when you're playtesting. Let them make the correct play. Even playtesting when both of your hands are revealed can be super beneficial, because you're going to be able to see why they're doing said thing or why they're not doing said thing. So when you're actually at an event playing, when you're playing against those specific decks, you can kind of have muscle memory of what should be coming next or what they should be able to do next. Now, I highly appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope this helps the community in some way. Maybe thinking outside of the box can give a bit to the competitive edge you've been looking for. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I had this all pre-written at the gym today, so I'm just reading it straight off. I didn't want to forget anything here. I wanted to make sure everything was precise and clear, and I don't really know the direction that I really want to go as far as this information that I provided you guys today, but I would like to help further push content that could give you guys idea of how to stay mentally sane and mentally healthy when going into these long events. So until next time, guys, thank you.